anywhere in the world. You know, I honestly cannot believe that anybody enjoys the game in the purest sense of the word. I think it's a tradition created for the masochist in all of us. But it is a capacity crowd. You could not get a ticket for this game during the week, except at black market prices, because there's a great deal at stake. At the end of the afternoon, it could be the status quo, or more importantly, there could be 7 points or even 3 points between the teams. And there is a Rangers side, perhaps the strongest side, the fielded in weeks, and welcoming the return of Mark Walters. We last saw Walters, of course, being sent up the tunnel early on in the game in the second half at Tynecastle, set off, and of course he'll be played up front by the Ibrox side today. And there is Celtic with a staggering omission. Paul McStay is not fit and doesn't play. He, of course, strained his hamstring on Saturday. We saw that on Sports Scene on Saturday night, and they are not risking him. And therefore, Peter Grant comes into the side. Peter, who's just back after a long absence through injury, has a very important task today. And there's the referee, Bob Valentine, looking very pensively at that. This is the 12th game that he's refereed between the old firm, and only 4 other men have refereed in more than 10 of these games in the entire history of this fixture. Well, a Celtic kick-off, the very good factor to start off with is that it is a perfect day for football. Another change in the Celtic team today, by the way, I didn't mention at the start, was that Derek White is out, Lex Bailey is in. I think that might be a tactical ploy on behalf of the Celtic manager. John Brown back for Rangers. And away by Aiken. Butcher hard in. Rogan. That will be a free kick. Very quickly taken. Ooh, that's a terrible ball. McAvenny can't get it away. Feels for a free kick, and it is. And that was a very bad piece of play by Ray Wilkins. An astonishingly slack pass which brought this foul about, because McAvenny is very dangerous in that position. Seemed to me he threw himself a bit. But Celtic getting a free kick in a very important area of the field. There's only a minute gone. Celtic to take this. It's just there, yes. Morris, 1-0. A staggering start by Celtic. He saw the gap, it emerged there, and Walker had no chance. What a brilliant start by Celtic. Deep, Drinko. That's a corner kick. That was a goal scorer. Rather panicky clearance. Mark Walters will swing this in. Very wide. Drinko is up. Billy Stark gets there. Here's Ferguson. Butcher, Drinko. No, right underneath it. Marvellous start to this game, and Drinko doing very well to try and get up and round at it. Away goes Brown. Brown for Rangers. Ferguson, McCarthy goes with him. Oh, it's a poor finish though. Monroe right off it. There's Butcher, and away goes McGee. Great save by Walker. And there's McAvenny suffering. And the Rangers defence on the left looks extremely vulnerable. And McAvenny has actually gone off for treatment. I think it might have been his arm. Stevens, here's Ferguson. Good run by Ferguson. Goal kick awarded. That was very good defensive work by Roy Aitken. I think Ian Ferguson rather overdid it. Aitken allowed him to do all the work, stepped in at the right time. And McAvenny has gone off, and he's gone up the tunnel with the Celtic doctor and the physio holding his arm. And it goes to Wilkins. Richard Gough. Stevens. Pushing a lot of balls forward to Drinkle like this. Rangers get the throw. And McAvenny is about to come back on again. They've strapped that wrist of his, I think it was the wrist. Rangers quite content to pass it around like that. They could be caught though. Here's Ferguson. Just gets with it. Now Walters. Now that is the free kick. Free kick to Rangers. Wilkins will take this. Butcher with it, it's in! Butcher, the equaliser. Terry Butcher, rising above them all he needed was the slightest glance, and it soared away from Bonner. Rangers back on level terms, 16 minutes of the first half gone. Well, somebody suggested to me before the game that we might not get all that many goals, if any at all, because of the high scoring in the last couple. And now, 16 minutes, we've had two in a really pulsating match. Ferguson just gets there. Tommy Bunce complaining. That'll be a free kick. Tackled from the back by Billy. Absolutely deafening at Ibrox now. Up goes Richard Gough. Here's Walters with a chance as it goes, and it's just past. An amazing effort by Walters. No wonder he's expressing anguish. Just look at that, that whistled back off the post, and Drinkle coming up could have put it away. Butcher, superb in the air. Here's Walters, and Rangers get the free kick. Brown on towards Ferguson. Here Drinkle. Feels for a penalty, it's given. For the second game in a row, Rogan has given away a penalty. It happened on Saturday, and there was a challenge. Almost exactly the same kind of tackle, and Rangers have a penalty kick. I make it 21 minutes gone in this quite incredible game. Well, Mark Walters, in an atmosphere that would terrify even the toughest personality has to take this penalty kick. It's there. Rangers are in the lead, 2-1. Mark Walters puts them there. And he did that with the greatest of ease, very near the goalkeeper, but it went in. And Celtic, who had that amazing start, are now trailing. Here's Ferguson. And here's Walters with a chance. Warner's going after him. Yeah, we tried the near post. I think he realised that Celtic were expecting the ball to float to the far side. Changed his tactic, didn't quite come on for him. Goff. Stevens. Ferguson. Still Ferguson. And he almost chipped. Great effort by Ferguson. Warner was stretched to the limit to get that one. And it looks to me, as we watch this replay, this is a very intelligent play by Ferguson. Good save by Bonner. It looks to me as if we're going to have a Celtic substitution. There's Walters, Brown. Ferguson. Good football by Ferguson. Great play. Oh, superb play in that. Play still goes on. Stevens. There's Drinkle, and that's just over. Well, Rangers could easily have had a free kick for that challenge on Ferguson. The referee, I think, rightly let play go on. I wish I would see more of that in football, because it gave Rangers the advantage and almost got an own goal. And McAvenny is coming off. Andy Walker goes on. Andy Walker again, like Peter Grant, recovered. And a disappointing look on Billy McNeil's face. This is a key figure for the Celtic team. Just under 15 minutes to go as this corner kick is taken and Richard Goff is up. Goff, always dangerous when he comes forward like that. It's his timing more than anything else. I think he came in just a trifle too soon. Tommy Burns had to play it wide. Morris. Oh, easy one for Ferguson now. There's a great pass. Now Walters. Oh, just across the face of the goal. Annoyed with himself. Mark Hewitt's always a difficult angle, this. Trailed the ball all the way, decided he was going to have it himself, and that's how close it was. Ferguson. Picked up by Wilkins. Now Ferguson. Play still going on. It's getting very rough out there, and what's been given, it's got nasty, and the referee will have to step in and sort this out. Free kick to Celtic. The outcome of that rather unsavoury tangle. Tommy Burns losing his cool. And Derek Ferguson is going to be spoken to. And I believe booked for this tangle that went on there. Well, I make it 5 minutes to half time. Here's Brown. We're around the outside, it's all about pace. Drinko. Free kick. Tackled from the back by Aiken. Referee didn't like it. Neither does Aiken like that decision. Free kick to Rangers, and this time Terry Butcher, with the Rangers supporters looking on here, right on the stroke of half-time, did come up. Oh, that's just I think it's another corner. Good quick shot there by Brown. In he came. A lot of players in front of him, and he gets a corner kick out of that. We're 30 seconds into stoppage time. Ferguson with the shot, is there? There was a deflection, I think. In came Ferguson, and that shot whistled in, and I think there was a deflection. But Rangers are now 3-1 in the lead, and we've played 1 minute of stoppage time. Here's Morris. And there goes the half-time whistle. A truly astonishing game. Started off in the most amazing fashion, with Chris Morris getting a beautifully placed free kick. He really did. The Rangers defence was pulled aside, almost like a curtain being opened, and Morris poked it through. And then the equaliser by Terry Butcher rising high up. All he needed was a slight glance, and in it went. And then the penalty, when Drinko was fouled by Rogan, and up stepped Walters, flashing it home. And then before the end, Ian Ferguson hovering dangerously, as he always does in that area, hammering the ball in. I suspect there was a deflection, because Bodo looked to be easily beaten, and Rangers lead by 3-1. Rangers starting the second half, and one wonders if the incredible pace of the first 45 minutes can be maintained. It was interspersed with some excellent football. We didn't see many outstanding individual skills in midfield, because nobody is being allowed to settle, and it's a bit of a luxury if anybody can put their foot on the ball. It is, as it so typically is, so often a cut atmosphere. And that is offside. Straight to Stark. Ferguson trying to get Drinkle away. Picked up well by Bailey. Stevens after it now. Roy Aiken. No outside, Billy Stark. Straight to Walker. That's a very good break by Celtic. They're still going to fight, as Billy Stark showed there. Labouring it a bit, though. And I think Rangers will get a free kick. Morris has a very quick recovery rate. If ever anybody beats him, they've got to show him a clean pair of heels. Great acceleration. The Rangers supporters behind the goal thought it had gone over. Well, look at Walters sneaking into that position, stretching Bonner again. Walker just off it. taking all the time in the world. Drinkle with a shot. Good positioning by Bonner. Drinkle in a very good position there. And he looked up, but Bonner stationed himself in exactly the right spot. Butcher snatched at that. Unlike Cumberland, recovers. Ferguson. Here's Rogan. Mark McGee going wide. Well, Mark McGee, of course, can bust alive in games. It's figured all that much in on. That's a very good ball. Morris. Too far out. An indication though that Celtic haven't had all that many shots at goal. Certainly not in the second half. Ian McCall will come on for John Brown. It's a Monroe. It's a good run forward by Ferguson. Oh, good tackling though. Wilkins to McCall. First time I've really seen him. Oh, fed it weakly away. Stevens seemed to take his eye off that. Buns. And I think there'll be a booking for that. And a free kick to Celtic. This is Celtic doing what they've been doing in the last 5 minutes or so. Well, Richard Gough just remained static. That was a free kick and a foul. And a booking. So, Buns with it. Up they go. Tremendous Tramash there. Walker and away. Drinkle getting rid of that. Celtic still fighting hard, and the pressure really on Rangers. It's Billy Stark who's coming off. Owen are sneaking on for him. Offside. And Wilkins substituted. Neil Cooper. Drinkle, Walters just beyond. 11 minutes left. Straight to McCall. Drinkle. That's a beautiful ball. Here's Walters through. Walters with a great chance, and he done it! Number 4 for Rangers in a breakaway. Beautifully taken goal. The classic sucker punch. Rangers have been in the ropes for the last 10 minutes, and Walters gets them away from it, and that is the game well and truly won. Roy Aitken pounding forward. Swept away to Drinkle. Here's McCall. Rangers supporters chanting something rather reminiscent of the first game. We want 5. Ferguson to Stevens. Not too much in it. Looks as if that's gone over. Well, Celtic certainly put a lot of hard work into the second half, and they had Rangers pinned back. And the killer moment, of course, was a breakaway by Walters. Rogan, Neil Cooper, Ferguson. And I make it 90 minutes up. Looking down at my watch here, there will be some stoppage time. And then Richard Golf as the final whistle goes. Rangers in perhaps their most significant victory of the season so far. Put themselves 7 points beyond their greatest rivals. And there is a man who's played as big a part as any, Mark Walters, in and out of the game with touches of magic that delighted that huge Rangers support who must have come to Ibrox today after the performance at Hamilton on Saturday with the gravest worries about how this game might turn out. But there it is. The captain, Terry Butcher, sums it all up for the Ibrox faithful.
Well, Rangers thoroughly deserving to win that one, but this robust old fixture is starting a curious pattern. The team who scored first in the last 3 games has been on the receiving end of a hammering. Nevertheless, if you're 1 goal behind in 90 seconds and you pull back to 4-1, it's always a very creditable achievement. There were some individual performances today for Rangers that one has to mention. For example, Derek Ferguson, I thought, was quite superb in the first half. Ian Ferguson, always explosive when required, and Mark Walters made an enormous difference to Rangers up front. That goal at the end was a classic sucker punch goal, which really killed any chance of a Celtic comeback. As for Celtic, yes, they must have missed Paul McStay, and they certainly missed Frank McAvenny, who went off with a broken arm. And there's no doubt about that. But a summary of the game for them would be that the Rangers goalkeeper hardly had a save in the whole match. And I think that sums it up. Well, that's the way I saw it. I'm not sure if the gentleman with me would totally agree. And, of course, that's the Rangers manager, Graham Souness. Not a bad way to start the new year, Graham. But before this game, as a result of maybe what happened on Saturday at Hamilton, were you a bit apprehensive about it?
Well, obviously, I think you can always, as everybody says, you can throw the form book out the window when it comes to this game. We were confident about going into this game. We've had our problems this year with injuries. We started a game today without Durant, without McCoist, without Woods, 3 international players, and we've done without them for the last nearly 3 months. And but we were always confident going into today's game. As you mentioned, quite rightly so, we had some individual performances which are certainly worth mentioning. Derek Ferguson today was quite outstanding. I mean, if he continues to play and show the attitude he showed today, I'd have to leave Scotland if I was to sell him.
That first goal, I mean, if you look at it again in the slow motion replay, your defence was drawn apart. It was actually very well taken, indeed. You know, it just came apart in that free kick.
I'll wait until I see it on your television. I wasn't happy about the foul being given away. It led from a bad ball from Ray Wilkins, and he held his hand up after the game. And I just said it was a bad ball from him. And then, obviously, I see it one way. I thought it was a bit of a dive from Frank, but
the goal well taken.
He certainly stroked it well. He didn't look to drive it. He just placed it.
Now, Mark Walters, it must be a tremendous relief for you to be able to get him back into the team.
Well, we have huffed and puffed the last few months. We haven't scored the goals, and there's games you play when you're not doing well that a goal at the right time changes the whole game. Well, we've played without Mark Walters, Ian Durant and Ali McCoist. They're our 3 top goal scorers, and that has been the root of our problem, that we haven't been scoring the goals that our play warranted, or we haven't been scoring the goals that would get us out of trouble when we haven't been doing so well in games.
Maybe the major criticism that could be levelled against you since you came here to Ibrox was well, let me put this one to you. You've worked from the back out. You've got it right at the back, you build up at the back. But still, some people think maybe the front is still to be looked at yet, the front of your team.
I think not just the front. We're looking to improve throughout the team. We're always looking to improve. The minute you think you've got what it takes, then something happens and you're back to square one. We're looking to improve. We have got quality players. Drinkle is real quality. I mean, he's a real workhorse. I mean, any forward playing with him, McCoist, Walters today, would love to. I mean, they'll love to play with players like Drinkle. McCoist is explosive. He's been a top scorer in Scotland in the last 3 years. Walters will be somewhere near that this time. We've got quality players up front.
Your supporters streamed out of the stadium, 7 points ahead of their oldest most bitter rivals, assuming perhaps the league.
No. Today was 2 points down the road that hopefully at the end of May will see us as the champions. Celtic, for me, will still be our biggest challengers.
You think?
I think so. They got another run, and hopefully we can avoid injuries. But if we were to experience any more injuries and problems, then we would drop points. They will still be our biggest challengers, but I'd rather be in my shoes than Billy's right now.
Well, thank you very much, Graham. Well, the other significant game today was played at Tannadice between Dundee United and Aberdeen, the closest challengers so far. The opening goal was scored by Hamish French, but Charlie Nicholas equalised.